Uncomfortable Conversations with a Jew. Well, that's the title of a new book by New York Times bestselling authors Noa Tishby and Emmanuel Acho. Their goal? To connect the dots linking Jewish hatred and historic stereotypes. To show how they're fueling anti-Semitism today. Well, Wendy Griffith has more.
The Jewish race, is that a thing? Are Jewish people white? But Jewish people control Hollywood, right? Am I even allowed to say Jew?
Hi everyone, I'm Noa Tishby and I am a Jew.
And I'm Emmanuel Acho, and I have uncomfortable conversations.
In their new book, the co-authors of Uncomfortable Conversations with a Jew talk about seeing a problem and taking steps to address it.
Emmanuel noticed over a year before October 7th, the rise of anti-Semitism. And it was very interesting to me that somebody from outside of the Jewish community was able to detect that something is brewing. So he called me and he asked me if I would like to write this book. And I literally couldn't have said yes faster.
We're called to love people, but how can you love what you don't know? I finally got to learn about my present day Jewish brothers and sisters, what breaks their heart, what makes them smile, what makes them cry. And so I can try to be a genuine ally to those that are hurting.
Noa, you are Jewish. What are some of those stereotypes that are painful, that are heartbreaking, that you wish weren't there? And how do we address them?
Well, beautiful question. So first of all, the thing to understand is that anti-Semitism, which is anti-Jewish hate, is the oldest form of hate and discrimination that is still being practiced today. We see first accounts of anti-Semitism in 300 BC in Alexandria in Egypt. So the Jews have always been the brunt of kind of like bore the brunt of hate around the world. Anti-Semitism can look something like the Jews are the vermin of the earth and they're disgusting, like the Nazis used to say. But they also sound like, well, the Jews control the media and the Jews control the banks, which is also an anti-Semitic trope that people don't understand.
Tishby and Acho's book hit shelves just as pro-Palestinian protests spread across America's college campuses, bringing with them unprecedented levels of anti-Semitic statements and acts of violence.
And the thing to understand is this: they have been led to believe and been brainwashed to believe that Israel is actually causing a genocide on the Palestinian people, that Israel is a white colonialist state that shouldn't exist. That this has been going on for decades, so much so that now they think that anything that Israel does, and by extension, anything the Jews do, is wrong and needs to be dismantled. I am not discrediting Palestinian pain in any way, shape, or form. And being critical of Israeli government's policies is completely legitimate. This is not what we're seeing on campuses today. We're seeing gas the Jews. We're seeing such hate that is the result of decades of intentional poisoning, and we need to be very careful where this can lead.
Tishby, an Israeli activist and actress, recently tried to reason with anti-Israel protesters at the Sundance Film Festival, finding that most did not have their facts straight.
From the river to the sea, Palestine needs to be free from the occupation, which is illegal.
What's the river?
I forgot the river's name, but the sea is the Red Sea.
The Palestinian genocide, it's just awful.
What about the hostages? Do you know about the hostages?
Unfortunately, I'm not that educated about that part.
She fears what we've seen on college campuses comes dangerously close to jihadism.
So if you support jihadism, if you support that political arm of Islam as it manifests in Muslim Brotherhood and Hamas and ISIS and all the rest, then you're not on the side of history that supports democracy and liberties and everything we hold dear.
Acho, a former NFL linebacker and Fox Sports analyst, hopes their book will be an antidote that can possibly turn hatred to hope and even love.
First and foremost, I would hope for knowledge. I loved pursuing this book as a Christian man and the son of a pastor because of my affinity and intrigue by and for the Jewish community, right? When you read the Bible, you read about the Jews, you read about Jesus born in a manger, you read about Nazareth, you read about Bethlehem, but you kind of leave it in the Bible. And you don't remember that modern day there are Jews walking amongst you that are suffering.
And Noa, again, the stereotypes, what bugs you? What stereotype do you just think is ridiculous, or what stereotype is true?
I think the Jewish mama might be a real one, because I am one. And And all the cliches, I'm like, yeah, I'm very much like that. I really think my son can do no wrong. That's not true. He definitely can. So that, that one might be a bit real. But I loved the chapter about the Jewish stereotypes. We just let it all out, asking everything about money, about power, about being cheap, about all these things that to me are extraordinary, again, because when you come from a place of love and authenticity and faith and connectivity, you can't there's nobody gets triggered, nobody gets upset, nobody gets hurt. You listen and you exchange ideas, and it was just a beautiful thing.
Despite the growing anti-Semitism, Tishby says she chooses to live wisely and not fearfully, adding that being Jewish is more than her faith. It's a very special way of life.
Even the basic thing of a Shabbat dinner, right? Every Friday night, whether you're secular or religious or traditional, whatever, most Jews will mark the night. So you sit around with your family and you don't have mundane conversations, and you do kind of this ritual that you've done for thousands of years, and it gives an anchor to the family that is pretty positive.
Yeah.
So there's some things about the Jewish way of life. This obsession with education is something that worked out throughout the years, right? So everything that we do is all out there. There's nothing secretive about being Jewish.
Wendy, Griffith, CBN News.
Well, please get informed. The rise of anti-Semitism is distressing. It's absolutely incredible. Christians around the world should be concerned and should be standing with the Jewish people in their time of need. The book is called Uncomfortable Conversations with the Jew, and it's available wherever books are